guys, spawning here in the lower right corner of the map. It's good. Oops. Ugh. It's gonna be me with my terrible camera work. Introducing the Green Zerg h0pe and his opponent. No longer red, now blue. Spawning, playing for Team Neurosoft. It is the blue Protoss player Romson. And one thing I would love to get from you guys is some feedback, if possible, about this. I have been experimenting and playing with some camera stuff. The swivels are kind of whatever. I know I need to work on those, but the pans, I'm hoping, kind of add a little bit of extra something to these intros. But it's Ohana. Now, Romson did come away pretty commandingly last game. I was really worried that the extended thermal lance would hurt him in the end, as he was losing quite a lot of Colossi rather, to Roaches, who just kind of got to get up and in their face. Meanwhile, though, I guess considering his opponent, h0pe, kind of got caught a little off guard, also behind a base. Hopefully, he can not get caught in the same situation again. Welcome back, Ord.
Hello. My roommate made coffee, everyone. I'm excited.
Yeah,
and we're on Ohana.
Coffee must be nice. I don't drink it. I don't do hot liquids, man.
Do you do caffeine though? Like, do you do Monsters or something?
They're kind of stupid expensive, but yeah, I'll drink a Monster from time to time if I really need to like be awake for something.
Mm-hmm.
Most part, I just rely on sugar, so I'm probably gonna have diabetes one day. It's like, oh, it's 3 in the morning and I have to cast a Korean event. Let's go eat like 7 chocolate bars because there's no way that will go poorly.
And then you crash halfway through.
But I crash worse with energy drinks, man. If you don't have like a couple energy drinks that sustain you for 6 hours, they wear off a lot quicker than people advertise, I guess.
Sometimes I honestly have a caffeine problem. I do at least 2 coffees and/or an energy drink every day.
Oh God, I could never do that.
I'm watching your pretty camera work right now on the intros.
Oh yeah, it's garbage.
No, it wasn't bad.
Just taking a moment to relist this in Team Liquid since we did get taken off because of that restart.
Oh, that's too bad. Thanks everybody for coming back. By the way, it's much appreciated. We're in game number 2 on Ohana. Best of 3 between Romson and h0pe.
Yeah, I think I was looking at the brackets briefly before we got into this. I'm actually going to leave the camera on you while I fix some stuff.
Okay.
But it looked like Sport Billy's playing Dana on the other end of things, so best of luck to him.
Yeah, that's actually probably a pretty fun series. Right now we're just following this awesome action across the center of the map, and the probe gets away! Meanwhile, there are Zerglings slowly but surely working their way through the destructible rocks, with the Overlord overhead too, actually, so Romson can still see it with his forge. Not really sure what h0pe's intent is with that. He might have some kind of Zergling run-by that he wants to do here in a minute.
And you know what we're going to do after this game, Ward? We're going to rebroadcast the current quote-unquote cast going on in chat while we're between games.
Okay.
As we have Jazz and Klagoose trying to cast this game through text. Of course, they're going to hear this later, but it's appreciated, guys. It's funny. A for effort.
Alright. And the Robo facility, it's going down. And actually a bit of a supply block.
Yeah,
here
Romson. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with this. He could just go straight to Immortals. He could just pop an Observer for like good old-fashioned blink play here on the northern part of the Ohana ledge, but really with the Robo facility out earlier, if h0pe scouts that, it's kind of like, yeah, you don't get to go Roaches, is what it comes down to.
This is true. Romson was actually supply blocked for almost a full minute there, so he was missing a couple probes chronoing into the supply block, and that could come back to haunt him.
There's actually, Panda was telling me about this morning, there's been an introduction to the stat screen post-game, where you can actually see time spent supply blocked.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be embarrassing for me to look at, but it's a cool statistic.
It is. And yeah, I don't want to look at it, but I do at the same time. I spent half the game.
Well, for every Terran player, there should be time spent supply blocked, and then like a sub-tab that's like the amount of frustration you felt dealing by throwing down just call supply when you should not have.
Yeah.
But okay, Zergling's going to come across here, try and maybe finish off those rocks, but 2 Zealots and a Sentry with this cannon. I don't think Romson is really scared whatsoever. He's not in any trouble anytime soon. Immortal is already out on the map as well.
Second Immortal on the way. And we have the Overlord trying to poke inside, but a Sentry is actually going to tickle it away. And then a Sentry's finally going to start working on the Zerglings that are trying to kill the Destructible Rocks, which, you know, has only been in progress for 4 minutes of the game, and the Destructible Rocks still have about half-life, so...
Well, the thing that's going for Romson, and I like that he chose not to use his Immortal to chase those off, is because his Immortals have not been revealed yet. Neither has the Robo facility itself. So if he went for a Warp Prism behind this, if he decided to go for some super-duper drop play, ooh, which is probably just going to be the classical Sentry Immortal all-in, so pardon me on that, as we have 8 gateways currently in existence, well, in the process of becoming in existence. They're in the future, they're coming here, I don't know how Warp Ins work.
They're being phased in.
Yeah, dimensions, man. It's like we're talking about Fringe. Okay, Overseer is here now, and he sees all the gateways coming in, but he hasn't seen the Immortals! And to him right now, this just looks like there's a lot of gates, which is nothing abnormal for a Protoss player. It's the Immortals that really tipped us off, but those have been revealed now. And Ord, I like his choice with a hatchery at the 3rd for the extra larva, but it's not going to be helping, not without extra spine crawlers. 2 spine crawlers on the way, but he needs way more. He needs so much more to deal with this.
He does. Army supply, though, technically in h0pe's favor with all the Zerglings he has coming. The Warp Prism is about to arrive from behind, or rather, come into the game and follow up. The pylon's also down in the forward position. 8 gateways normally means a real commitment to aggression.
Yeah, the problem
7
is
gateways might
the
mean that
roaches,
he's trying to expand.
They're trying to get that speed, but it's not quite here. This is about that just right timing where Romson's going to kill so many of these roaches for what is essentially free. He's going to lose a couple of sentries immediately, which is really unfortunate. But there's not enough spine crawlers to deal with the follow-up to this, and as soon as units start getting warped in, whether it's Zealots, whether it's Stalkers, it quite frankly doesn't matter as long as the Immortals are standing.
Looks like the choice is for more Zealots. The force fields there are actually not quite as good as the first ones, and the roaches are still close enough.
The Immortals on the front line, but Romson doing some great pickups.
Nicely done, and h0pe down below 120 supply. Romson, though, below 100. So really, if it's just a math game, it should be h0pe. But
no, the defender's advantage is not going to be enough here for h0pe. He's getting a lot of reinforcements, but there's still 2 Immortals standing. And with constant reinforcements, and this War Prism providing a forward reinforcement point, oh, these Zealots are going to connect so easily once they warp in. But he's got to get this warp in, and he's got to get them now. There we go. Oh, actually, warping in Stalkers.
It's canceled.
He had transformed the Warp Prism by mistake.
Yeah.
But, you know what, that's okay, because this base is still forfeit. h0pe is... He's got to try and get these drones out, because there's no way that they're going to live. And Romson, even with some force fields, trying to catch what he can. Most of these workers are going to go down, and this is really not looking good for h0pe. This is why the Immortal Sentry All-In is so strong, guys. Because, again, h0pe, he didn't have the tech, he didn't have the units. Everything you need to hold this off is not viable for another minute or 2. That's why you have to have spine crawlers.
That's it. Roach Warren is now down. Spine crawlers would have been extremely helpful in this engagement. The sentries actually were not targeted down a couple of times there, and finally the Warp Prism actually is knocked down by that Queen. That's a really big win for h0pe.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of damage here, and more importantly, Romson got a little bit greedy chasing up to the natural, chasing his drones, as he didn't actually finish off this base. There's still 2 hatcheries standing. Now everything he does is just kind of whatever damage, because it's going to be replaced very easily. It is Zerg. Romson committing to this in what is, I feel, not the most effective way. He should have taken out these hatcheries before advancing forward, because look at this. There's constant extra reinforcements that he just can't break.
And Zerglings get right up on the Stalkers there. h0pe actually still sitting kind of pretty with his income rate. The Roach Warren, though, being the main problem for him. It's halfway done again. He's got Queens on the way. No spine crawlers, though.
Well, luckily he's no longer forced to really go through the route of Hydralisk to deal with Immortals, since he did manage to take them out. And the Immortals are the scary part of the composition. It's not the constant warp-ins. Don't get me wrong, those are hard to deal with, but it's the Immortals that are the big threat. Now we've got a lot of Zealots and Sentries actually dealing with these Zerglings rather nicely. That Roach Warren has finally been rebuilt. Oh, but it's going to be taken out very quickly as well. So only a very small window of opportunity to get more roaches on the field, and without more roaches, he can't really deal with this. And the thing is, Hope is flooding his units in. He's sending in Zergling after Zergling. He needs to build up that mass of units, as 4 Zerglings at a time is not good as 12 Zerglings at once.
He's got the rally wrong on a lot of those Zerglings. GG.